Welcome to our video for cloud security monitoring. In this video, we will cover clouds and why they need to be monitored. We will also give a brief demonstration of our software. Cloud computing is essentially hiring a company to host the servers your company needs to function. This group of servers is what we know as a cloud. It is common in this environment for multiple companies to be hosted out of one cloud computing facility. This can be cause for concern as some companies store sensitive data that may be more vulnerable in a cloud environment. Our team was tasked with finding a way to monitor the users in the cloud and in order to reduce that risk. We did this by simulating our own cloud, which was made up of a server that was hosting a number of virtual machines. These virtual machines emulate the users in the cloud. Using this, as well as XenAccess, a helpful tool in monitoring clouds, our team worked to design a program that would receive data from the cloud and display it to the user. This would allow us to see which machines in the cloud are running abnormally large amount of processes, or processes flagged as harmful.
When we found out we were going to be building a cloud monitor for security, we realized that there were several goals that we had to meet. We had to have a server on the node in the cloud to gather information. We had to have a client that would connect to the server. The client would also then analyze the data, and then the client needed to be able to present the data clearly to the user so that they would be aware of the security within each domain within the node and be able to monitor that. So we used XenAccess on the node to help gather the information about things like the processes that were running, whether they were unsafe, whether they were unknown processes, whether they were restricted processes, and also things like the modules and whether those were restricted or unknown, and also just the general information about the node. And then the client would then connect to the server and request information about anything that the server knew about the security environment, and if there were any problems, it would show that to the user clearly. And the one last thing that we had to figure out was when the client wanted to connect to the server, it had to have an open SSH and an open VPN connection in order to connect to the actual node within the cloud. I'm going to walk you through a quick demonstration of our program. The first thing you see when you start it up is a login screen where you'll enter the username and a password and then hit connect, and the program will connect to the server. Now the first thing the program does is check to see if there are any restricted processes running on any of the domains within the node, and because there were, a warning screen popped up saying which processes were running where. And normally when you select a domain under the All Processes tab, it will show a bar graph which represents the processes that have been running on that domain, and also on the left side you can see a printed out list of the processes. Selecting different domains will show the process history for that domain. Clicking on the Restricted Processes tab will display the restricted processes running on each domain, and will also show the time that they've been running for along with their name. If you click on the Unrecognized Processes tab and select the domain, it will show the processes that are unrecognized and running on each domain that you select. The Harmful Modules tab, Restricted Modules tab, will show which restricted modules are running on the separate domains. Hitting the refresh button will refresh to check if there are any restricted modules that have shown up since the last display. And the Unrecognized Modules tab will display the unrecognized modules running on each domain. The All Modules tab will display all the modules running on each domain, and also has a refresh button to update the modules in case it's changed. And finally, the General Info tab displays general information about the node and the number of domains on the node, general information about the processing power and the operating system, XenAccess.
Thank you very much for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it.